The headlines: Premier shares life experience with the youth. U.S. accuses China of deploying missiles in the disputed South China Sea to intimidate and coerce its neighbors. Hello, this is OBN Saturday English News Edition. I'm Namom Sadmasu. Here news intel. Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed and former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair shares their life experience for the youth drawn from various learning institutions in Finfinne. Dr. Teresa has looked at Abate Faisal's reports.
Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed and former Prime Minister of British Tony Blair have shared their life experience with youth drawn from various colleges and universities under the theme inspiring the future leaders of Ethiopia. Abiy said the youth are not only leaders of tomorrow, but also of today. For this reason, the government would make necessary support for them, he added. The Prime Minister stressed that today's work of government on youth determines future fate of the country.
I strongly believe you are critical for driving our growth.
Dr. Abiy noted that though Ethiopians have many things that make them proud of their strength, it is important to work hard to address limitations. He urged the youth to work hard day and night, telling his life experience and challenges he faced in his life journey.
I might be a very good example. As you all know, I born in a very small village, very poor family. You have to work day and night. Conviction is very important, but conviction without compassion will not bring you anywhere.
Former Prime Minister of Britain Tony Blair, for his part, told the youth to contribute their share in the effort made to bring about change in the country. He also appreciated the leadership capacity of Dr. Abiy Ahmed.
Now spending some time with your Prime Minister, this is a remarkable leader, and you are very fortunate to have him at this moment. Everything is changing.
One of the attendees of the event was Amrote Abdullah, who is one of the 2017-15 African influential youth. She is also one of the 100 strong business persons of African youth in 2018. Amrote has also shared her experience to the youth.
Government Communication Affairs Office says government released prisoners to respond to public queries. In briefing journalists, Minister Ahmed said the pardoning and dropping charges of prisoners was cognizant to the prevailing situation and aimed at bringing national consensus as well as restoring peace and stability. He added that it will also address the public queries of the justice sector, good governance, and help to widen the political space. The undertaken pardoning was in accordance to the rule of law, the minister emphasized. Similarly, lifting of the accusation against some media institutions should not be seen in different way. It is to be recalled that government at the federal level has recently dropped the charges of 27 individuals and 4 organizations accused of corruption, 137 accused of terrorism, and pardoned 576 prisoners. Ethiopian News Agency reported. China's state construction engineering company has signed contractual agreement to build media complex for OBN. The company contracts the complex for over 1.4 billion and is expected to complete it within 2 years' time. Muhammad Nura reports.
The Oromia Broadcasting Network OBN had laid cornerstone to construct its headquarters in Finfinne City on April 2017. But its construction has been delayed to seek cost-effective and competent construction company. Accordingly, construction agreement for Oromia Media Complex has been signed between the Oromia Urban Development and Housing Bureau and the China State Construction Engineering Corporation, CSCEC. The building would be constructed with an outlay of 1.45 billion per. Head of the Oromia Urban Development Bureau, Dr. Girma Amante, said the government is undertaking various reforms where OBN is taking pivotal role. Dr. Girma said construction of the building would enable the media to provide quality service to the public.
OBN has diversified its services into different media outlets, which necessitates the use of the state-of-the-art technologies and facilities. Given this fact, OBN deserves to have such a facility that enables it to be a world-class media institution.
He promised to provide the necessary support in the construction process. Economic and Commerce Counselor with Chinese Embassy in Ethiopia, Li Yu, said Ethiopia and the Chinese relation have long-year history, and the construction of this building would further enhance bilateral tie.
And I hope the Oromia Media Complex will become a landmark building, also a shining pearl of Oromia in the near future.
According to her, Chinese government has interest to enhance economic, trade, investment and human resource development relations. Especially Chinese investors are keen to invest in Oromia, she added.
Oromia, as the largest and the most dynamic region of Ethiopia, has become a state of opportunity.
Deputy Manager of Chinese State Construction Engineering Corporation, Son Sulon, for his part, said his company has long-year construction experience that would enable it to build Oromia Media Complex with the intended quality.
Will be another iconic model example for organizations and companies between Ethiopia and China. In this project, CSCEC should always adhere to the construction principle: quality first, customer first, credibility first, give full play to the company's technology strengths, personnel strengths, construction capability, financial strengths, and other advantage. CSCEC shall accomplish this project in a well-planned, well-organized, careful construction and high quality and efficiency manner.
He said they would take the construction as opportunity to promote their media facility construction experience in the country.
Oromia Media Complex Building Project has opened the door for cooperation between clients from Oromia and CSCEC, which is fully cherished and valued by our company. We do hope to take this opportunity to deep cooperate in the areas of housing, roads, bridges, industrial parks, airports, and other engineering fields with all parties from Oromia and Ethiopia government.
Deputy General Director of OBN, Abdurrahman Rube, for his part, said construction of the media complex would enable OBN to provide updated and timely information to the public. OBN is one of the emerging local media in the country.
The Oromo youth are called upon to repeat the victories being registered in political arena in economic sector too. Yayo coal mining project, which was illegally owned by the Ethiopian Metal and Engineering Corporation for many years, has been handed to local youth organized under associations. Olma Bainasmo.
Coal mineral company of Yayo district of Ilu Ababor zone had been administered by Ethiopian Metal and Engineering Corporation for a long period of time. The company has been transferred to use of the district organized under small and micro enterprises. Chief Administrator of Ilu Ababor zone, Merabuli, said the issue of Yayo coal mineral had been question of the people for a long period of time.
After now, our coal is not transported by other bodies. It is our issue. It is we who produce and sell. Nobody interferes with us.
Head of Oromia Job Creation and Urban Food Security Agency Awolu Abdi said many improvements have been seen in the region after deep renewal, adding working hard to strengthen economic effort is crucial.
Now we have to struggle to fight against poverty, illiteracy, and joblessness. We have to show our efforts that have been seen in other aspects.
Advisor of ICA Addis Textile Industry Mulugeta Chala for his part said they are ready to facilitate market linkage to the organized youth. They have also signed an agreement through the representative of the industry with the youth.
We had been buying coal from Metal and Engineering Corporation industry, but now it is transferred to the youth. So we are ready to support them and create market linkage for them.
Some youth also said they are happy for getting the opportunity and ready to work day and night for improvement.
The Oromia Agriculture and Natural Resources Bureau announced that the region expects over 200 million quintals of agricultural production from 2018-19 harvest year. The Bureau says it has provided 3 million quintals of fertilizers for farmers. Sorry, Chakabanecha, the detail.
The party head of Oromia Agriculture and the Natural Resources Bureau, Hamza Muhammad, who is also the Bureau's communication affairs head, said that more than 3 million quintals of fertilizers and 400,000 quintals of selected seeds have been supplied to the region's farmers for 2018-19 harvest year. We have planned to supply about 4.8 million quintals of fertilizers, but till now we have supplied about 3.3 million quintals. Out of this, 1.2 million were distributed, he said. Hamza Muhammad stated that about 3 million farmers have taken the training and 6 million hectares of land has been prepared for 2018-19 production year. In this production year, we are working different things to increase the productivity, he said. He added that more than 2 million liters chemicals are also supplied for the current production year. He believed that there is a problem with the supply of urea fertilizer and said workers are underway to solve it.
You're watching OBN Saturday English News Edition. Now news from abroad. China is deploying missiles in the disputed South China Sea to intimidate and coerce its neighbors, U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis has said. Speaking in Singapore, General Mattis said the issue of U.S. troops in South Korea was not on the table at this month's summit between President Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un. The U.S. wanted complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, he added. South Korean Defense Minister Song Yong-moo also told the Shangri-La Dialogue Security Summit that U.S. forces in South Korea was a separate issue from the North Korea's nuclear issue. There are currently about 28,500 U.S. troops based in South Korea. The South China Sea, a key trade route, is subject to the overlapping claims by 6 countries. BBC reported. That's all about our Saturday news. Thank you so much for joining us. Goodbye.